Welcome back to SnakeFang Podcast. I'm your host, Logan James, and today I am with Brad.
What's up?
He's always been on. He's already been on. And we have Saige, a newcomer.
Hey, how's it going?
So I hope to get more out of Saige than Brad because Brad sucks. He's always lame.
That is a bit of a dick.
So I'm bringing you on today. I don't really have a set thing to go over, but it's going to be like Logan the Love Guru. Not really like the love guru, but like I'm going to give some insights and like my thoughts. Like I guess we could be like, this is Logan's thoughts or Logan's ideas.
What does love have to do with it?
Yeah,
I
you
don't
said you were the love guru.
Isn't that
and
a
I'm
song?
waiting to see
It's a movie.
how
What?
that ties in.
No, like it's just like my ideas. I don't fucking know. It has nothing to tie in with this. But no. So I had a couple like I just wanted like to talk to you like guys about things that I thought about. Maybe you guys have different thoughts and ideas that we can like question each other. But today, so I don't want to get into music like specifically. I'm not fucking educated in that space enough. But I was listening to I guess the Drake's diss to Pusha T, and then I listened to Pusha T's Infrared diss to him. But it got me thinking more. Because then I started listening to music, and I was like I've heard this, I don't want to keep listening to this. And I realized, like, technology's really fucked us in a lot of spaces in regards to, like, creativity and entertainment. Things are, like, bingeable now. And music is very bingeable, and you get easily tired from listening to the same song. You know what I mean? And I, like, come to the realization that is it really good for us to have this technology? I feel like back in the day, songs were more relevant for a longer amount of time. You know what I mean? Like there was a song probably at the beginning of this year that was huge, but then it lost its fucking steam because so many people are allowed to upload content and people can binge that song for so long, they just get fucking tired of it. That's like, what is it? I don't know what his name is. Ed Sheeran or somebody has like 6 billion views on one song. It's like, dude, I don't want to fucking listen to that song anymore.
Yeah.
So, but like, and also I realized like I don't go back and listen to old school like music from like 2010. Like I don't do that anymore, but I'll listen to music
I do.
from like the I'll listen to like early classic rock because they didn't have they didn't have that. Like you had to go to the store, you had to buy a record, your buddy had to say, hey, come and listen to this song. You listen to it once. You didn't have the means to just listen to it on Spotify or on YouTube and binge listen to that song. And so I feel like everything just gets watered down. It doesn't really get...
I disagree. I think it gets saturated, but it doesn't get watered down because people are going to put out shitty music.
Yeah.
But music now is better than music has ever been.
No. I agree with what you're saying, but I'm talking about like back in the day, a song could have been relevant for like so super
but there
long.
Are still songs that are relevant. Like
there still are songs that are relevant.
Like people still mention like fucking like Nas and shit, or even like Good Kid, Mad City, like Kendrick shit. Like,
but they don't.
People still are mentioned. Like I hear about that shit all the time.
But I don't. I feel like they don't
that's
do
the
it.
Good shit that lasts.
But
only the good shit from back in the day lasted.
Well, I mean, but people listen to that a lot more now, but when it's bingeable, it loses that flair. Like it's not as like I can keep listening to it on repeat, and then I'm like, okay, I'm done with this.
I agree, but there's just so much music now that you can just binge more music.
I mean, I just mainly listen.
What you want to do, but I mean,
I mainly listen to like a lot of like obscure like 90s and 80s like rock and roll, like punk rock and like new wave and shit like that.
Yeah, and that's what I was like. That's what I was saying. Like that kind of stuff.
And like classic rock. Like I listen to some like hip hop and stuff like that, but like I mainly try to stick like old school, just because I'm not a big fan of music nowadays. I like the way that music was. I like to play instruments. I like to be a part of something, but I'm not like I want to make something that's like more wholesome to like the soul than just like something that's gonna be played on the radio a million times over.
But then that's what I'm saying. Like it gets fucking it gets bored. I get bored of that song.
I'm not talking about radio music.
No. Yeah, but I'm talking about like bigger songs. Like they get like it's just like, man, that loses its flair instantaneously because it's all over the place. Like you can literally sit there on YouTube and listen to it, or like Spotify, or it comes on the radio all the time. It's just like It's
I don't know, but
it's watered down now.
I mean, you're talking about back in the day, you have to go buy the record. You only have a fucking 10 records. You're gonna binge the shit out of that.
Yeah, if you're the one that buys the record, but sometimes people can't afford to buy the record, and like when it comes on the radio, it's like, this is a great fucking song. Now when I turn on the radio, I'm just like, dude, I've heard this song
The radio is
so many times.
radio is a joke. The radio's for dorky people.
Well, I agree with that, but I also think that if it was just on the radio, it'd be fine. But since it's all over the fucking place, it's like, dude,
it's mainstream. That's why.
Yeah, and so like technology, like really like, and it's not just that, but there's a good part. So let me backtrack a little bit to that. So there's also a good part. I think that it waters it down, but then also I was thinking like, how crazy is it that there could have possibly been some of the greatest fucking music back in the 90s, 80s, 70s, 60s, some of the best music, but you've never heard it because they didn't have the ability just to upload it on like a SoundCloud or Spotify. And that blows my mind.
Limited by the time. Like there was probably like countless like musicians whenever that was actually like a big thing, was to actually play in a band and like to make music like that, like with your hands.
Yeah.
Like that, whenever that was a thing, like, oh, I'm sure that there was dozens of musicians that like, you've got like one hit wonders who like people who made one song that made it big in the charts, and then you never hear about them ever again. And then you got people that you like their names may have never even been written down anywhere just because they started off and they were good and they just didn't have like the funds or anything or the equipment back then to go and make themselves like on a larger scale.
Yeah, no, and that's a crazy thing. Like, so there's a pro and con to that.
Yeah.
Like, I see that music gets watered down, but then at the same time, like, if you think back in the day, it's like there could have been a fucking guitarist that was the best ever, like, but he didn't have the means. Like, maybe he's out in the sticks of Louisiana. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? He didn't have the means to go out and make a name for himself like how they used to back then. But then he didn't have the ability to just post it worldwide to the internet. But he could have been the best, or she could have been the best ever, and we would never know. And that's like, that freaks me out. I'm like, oh my God, what if that, like, we would never know.
No, yeah, I feel you.
So,
and same thing with like with rap and shit. Like,
yeah,
like back when they were just rapping like on fucking corners and shit.
Yeah.
Just in basements or whatever. Like,
yeah.
Like there's plenty of people that could have just been the best fucking ever that we'll never hear.
Yeah, but that's like
it just comes with it.
Yeah, and that's a crazy thing that I think about. There's a lot of other things that I think about too, like just with like technology, because I also thought about like not just with music, but that was like what spurred it on. But I was thinking about like with television, like everything's so bingeable now. But I would say only a handful of shows are like great shows now. Back in the day, dude, primetime television, like that's all you could watch was TV, and you had to wait till the next episode for next week.
You were like, whoa, I can't wait for this. Like I remember watching like Dragon Ball Z as it started to air in the United States on Toonami whenever that used to come on like every night. That was like the best thing ever, because then you were going through, you have to watch one episode and it cuts a commercial like 100 times, so you got like little tidbits of the show, and then you go and the show ends on some crazy dramatic cliffhanger. Then you wait a whole week to go and finish seeing this guy like blast a hole through a planet. Yeah. And it was like the coolest thing ever. I mean, you just waited the whole week anticipating the next one.
It's the same thing now. It's
well,
the same thing now
with some stuff.
The season comes out, and then you wait, and then the next season comes out.
Yeah, but I would say that there's only like a handful of shows that are people like really like, and they're willing to do that. And then every other show on the network, they're like, who cares? Like whatever. Like back in the day,
back to music, it's just saturated, dude. There's just so much bullshit out there.
I would say like it's saturated due to technology. Again, there's pros and cons as well with this. And then it's saturated because stuff's bingeable, and you can just binge watch it, and then like you get tired of it. No, yeah,
don't binge watch it. Yeah. Just watch that episode and wait a fucking week and watch the next episode.
What you're saying with like technology and making things like so readily like accessible, it's like a double-edged sword, because it gives you the power to binge and watch whatever you want, but you also yourself have the power to just be like, you know what, I don't want to binge watch anything. Maybe I just want to like go do something else.
Yeah,
so it's like
morning, you get to wake up, you get to watch Silent Showdown.
Yeah.
The
straight up
episode, and then you can fucking
then you go outside and you play.
And
then you're just like,
we can play
I gotta make the best of my Saturday.
Yeah, but I think that like back in the day, Shaolin Showdown was great.
We were talking about it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was. But no, I was thinking like back in the day, the shows had so many.
Hold on a second. Calm down now.
Yeah, Shaolin Showdown was not one of the best shows ever.
Calm down.
That's like saying that Jackie Chan show was
Hold
good.
on.
Calm down,
You
too.
can't. Yeah, you need to calm down. Jackie Chan's a national treasure.
No,
so
that
we can't-
cartoon-
we're
the
not-
cartoon-
Jackie Chan Adventures is better than Shaolin Showdown.
Yeah,
No,
but they're not the
definitely.
best.
Okay.
No, I'm not saying like I'm
No,
not
no,
saying
I'm
it's
just
in
making
like
sure
the
we're on the
top
same page.
10. I'm saying that bitch is at least in the 20s though.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, if you're coming up,
no, I would say it's good.
We'll come back next week. With
Yeah,
another
we're gonna have to have a
podcast,
list of
and
the
we'll
top-
compare our
we're gonna
top
have to-
20.
because I kind of want to see where everybody else is like falling down. Because like
For cartoons, oh man,
yeah,
there's so
'cause
many.
does it include like anime,
No, anime
or is it
doesn't
just
count.
like
Anime-
cartoons?
Anime
Yeah.
is a
Like,
different list entirely.
Yeah,
'cause,
it counts
I
down
mean,
to
there are
cartoons.
some pretty great
If Teen
cartoons
Titans
out
isn't in
there.
your top 3, you're wrong.
No, so wrong.
You're so wrong.
But yeah, but I feel like back in the day, like a lot of shows had a ton of seasons, but now things are so bingeable that people watch and they get bored of it easily. They're like, I'm tired of watching
So you
it.
pick out the good shit from the like Naruto's still going, bro.
Yeah.
One Piece is
Yeah.
still going. One Piece is dorky as shit.
Yeah.
It's still going.
But
Yeah.
more like towards like I guess you could say like towards like sitcom shows or like maybe like a Game of Thrones type thing. Like Game of Thrones, like that's one of the things. It's just like that's one of the handful ones that just keeps going. Where they
I
have
think
a
that
lot
was-
of
They
It
have
doesn't
like
count
a
'cause it's a-
they have
that was
like
a
book.
a large following.
No.
Yeah,
Grey's
yeah.
Anatomy is on episode.
Oh, yeah,
season,
Grey's
like,
Anatomy.
14
Yeah,
right now.
yeah. But that's what I'm saying. But there, I
Shit,
feel like
my
there's
girlfriend's still watching Grey's Anatomy
I'm
right
still
now.
watching Grey's
I feel like if
Anatomy,
you-
motherfucker, that shit's good.
when you go back and look at it, like, dude, Home Improvement did 13 seasons. No way should have done
Oh my
13
goodness.
seasons. But then
What
his-
season is South Park on right now? South Park's on like season like
Yeah.
14 or 15.
and that's
Or-
like with
actually,
the
I don't know.
that's
Might
like
be
with
higher than that.
I
that's
think it
like
might
with
be way
The
higher.
I don't know.
Simpsons, and that's with like Family Guy.
Yeah.
But then like Seinfeld did a ton of fucking seasons. But going back to like Home Improvement, not Adam Sandler. Fuck Adam Sandler.
Tim Allen.
Tim Allen
Yeah.
did stand up.
Adam
I had to, like,
Sandler.
I had to make sure that we knew. It was like
I didn't mean to say that. Fuck you, Adam Sandler, for putting your name in my head.
Well, yeah, because I mean, Adam Sandler sucks now. He's not. He's now. I said now.
He's all right.
But Tim Allen's other show, I think it was called Stand Up, where it was the same kind of role, where he was a father, and now it was just to daughters instead of sons. Only did like 5 seasons. Like it wasn't good because like it was so put out there and people could watch it, and then it's just like
Or
it got
was-
boring and drawn out.
Yeah.
Or it's because Tim Allen did another show. Like Tim
No, he
Allen-
didn't do he didn't do another show.
What
No.
did you say? He did another show called Stand Up.
No, I said that he had Home Improvement, and then recently he had Stand Up. But since it was so readily
No,
available,
that show,
it lost
I
its
think it's called it's like Man of the House or something like
something
that.
like that.
Yeah.
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 So that's like that show was not destined to be good.
But
Nah,
you
it
s-
wasn't. It wasn't destined to be.
Okay.
Nobody heard Tim Allen's got a new show.
Yeah,
But it ma-
dude,
okay.
for
Nobody
real.
gave a shit.
But think
I
about-
love Tim Allen, but,
But think about if Home Improvement came out right now, would it be as big as it was?
no,
Exactly. It
was a
wouldn't.
different culture. What are you
But-
talking
well,
about?
because
it's
it-
entirely different.
Well, it was a
era.
different. I get that. Of course, I would modernize it. Everyone wouldn't be going to fucking
Then
Sears.
It would be Fuller House and it would be garbage.
But
Yeah,
Full
see,
House.
That's like home improvement.
But that's another
home
thing
more
that I was gonna
improved.
say. Like Full House back in the day had a ton of seasons because people weren't able to binge watch it. But now that they're able to binge watch it, Fuller House, it's like
Those were good.
it's boring. It's like I get it. Like move
Fuller
on.
House isn't good.
Yeah,
Full
it
House
wasn't
was
good to
That's
start.
the
Like,
difference.
yeah.
But that's
see,
what I'm trying to say. Like we see it not being good because it's so readily available. We
You
can
could
watch.
No.
Full House on Netflix
The
too.
reason
I
they
think.
stayed, I'm sure they
mean-
tried to put other shows out back.
Yeah.
We just don't know what they are because we didn't fucking grow
Yeah.
up and see these failed ass shows that did 3 episodes and got canceled.
Yeah.
They
But I
just
feel like
would
there's a
not
lot of
watch the good shows.
there's a lot of shows now, a lot more compared to back then. Back then they did every
Yes, there's
sitcom
more
did.
because there's a fucking 1,500 networks right now.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Million internet.
It's so readily available to us that like our minds just are like distracted or like I've gotten enough of it. Like back then, every sitcom, every show did fucking 10 seasons for no reason, but they were able to do that because people kept watching day after day. But now you can
Yeah.
just watch all of it and it's like, all right, I'm tired of watching this. Like I got all my fill because I was able to watch it all in one sitting and I don't want to just keep watching it. And back
Yeah.
then they drew that fill out and people weren't like so I guess not affected by it, but like their minds didn't like care so much like if it was terrible because it was so drawn out. They were like, whatever, like, yeah, it's good. But now you see shows go up for 3 seasons and like they're done, like because people don't watch it anymore because
they just suck.
I feel like it's a lot of it has to
doesn't
do with
search it.
people not.
you gotta go to Google.
I'm on Google. I hit enter and it just refreshes
Yeah.
Google. Your shit's broken.
Oh, do you want me to go to Google for you? What do you want me to do?
I just wanted to see how many seasons Becker did. Or Beck, whatever it was
Beck
called.
did a ton of seasons.
I'm sure it did. I wasn't even gonna say
Yeah,
it. I was
I
just
think it is.
curious for me.
People don't. I'm sure people don't even know what Beck is.
Beck is the
I think
shit.
I don't think it's called
Wait,
Beck. I
no.
think Beck is the musician. That
Yeah,
you're thinking
no.
of.
It's Becker then.
It's Becker. Yeah, that's the
I
show.
loaded it. It's Becker.
Yeah, it's Becker. Let's see here. How many seasons did they do? It looks like they did 6 seasons. Number of seasons was 6.
Okay, that's not
But they did-
as many.
But let's see how many episodes they did each season.
That's a good point.
Oh, well, for the first 5 seasons, they did around 25 episodes.
Okay.
Yeah,
So that's a
lot.
shit ton.
Yeah, especially.
Season 6, they're probably like, well, we just did 125 episodes, and we went right back to 13. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So, but that's a lot of episodes. Now it's just
Yeah.
like, you're like, if you get like Big Bang, whatever, like shows like that, like there's a handful of them, but I feel like there's like this Becker. Like I'm sure not a lot of people know about Becker. Great show. I love that show. Have you
Yeah.
seen Becker before?
I feel like I have seen it, but I never got into it.
It's
Like,
about,
I've seen it
It's
like
about
flipping through the
Ted
channels
fucking
back in the
Danson,
old
bro.
days.
Ted Danson is the shit.
no, man, it's about a family physician that hates his fucking life. And he just talks shit to all of his patients.
They're
It's
all the same
super
thing.
funny.
Everything, all the sitcoms are the exact same thing. They're
Yeah.
just different scenarios, but they're all funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
But
the people in them were funny. Like Seinfeld was a funny ass.
Yeah,
dude.
they had
There's no way
likable
that show
people.
wasn't gonna be
I
funny.
feel like
Yeah.
that's the reason why there's a bunch of shows that like tank after a little bit is they just like some of them just don't have good ideas. Like some of them are just
just
not good ideas
manufactured.
and some of them are just not funded enough. Like some of them could be a good idea and lack funding or others could just be
have a
like-
shit ton of funding and just not be.
yeah, they could just are not a good
Yeah.
just not a good
like Fuller
idea
Yeah.
for a show. Yeah.
I mean, that-
I'll
that-
never get over
that-
Fuller House, man.
that could be the case. But I mean, just like, to me, I feel like with that bingeable stuff, it's just like, I've seen it. I'm done with it.
Yeah.
Back then, it's just like, I saw one episode. Okay, draw it out for a week. Okay, I saw the next one. Draw it out for a week. And I'm still interested enough to keep watching it.
Yeah,
But,
in
like-
that regard, I can't remember the end of any cartoon ever.
I can't remember the end of most things. Actually, most.
Tell me like
a
the last
movie-
episode of Teen Titans. Like I don't remember.
It was terrible.
Oh, dude.
That-
I
Actually,
think I do
actually
know that
remember
one.
it. I'm sorry.
They
That was the
try-
one with Tara and shit.
They tried to
Yeah.
end it, but the network wanted to keep it going, and so they did just these filler episodes that made no sense to tie into
Nah.
anything.
It's not a good example.
Yeah, and then
Um,
they did this stupid Teen Titans, which is like,
Oh, Teen Titans Go.
yeah.
Yeah, if we want to get on cartoons really, really quick in regards to
I think
Teen
we've
Titans
returned
Go,
I think we've returned to cartoons.
Bro.
This is the second time.
Yeah, this has been.
also with like, I don't know, things are crazy. Like cartoons back then to us, like they were like fun and
But the
entertaining.
difference- no.
But now, have you guys seen an episode of Teen Titan Go before?
No.
No,
Oh
I
my
would
dude,
not
it's
subject
it's
myself to such-
brainwashing.
Is
I
it?
forget who I was watching, but he was like, watch this, like what goes on in this actual show. They were talking about why we're no longer on the gold standard and how the gold standard is shit compared to the capitalistic society that we live in through the different revenue streams and how our economy is so much better. I'm like, wait, what is going on? And
On Teen Titans Go.
Teen
I'm
Titans
like,
Go?
yes,
Okay.
like stuff like that.
Well,
like
that's like, I just don't know why would you do that? Teen
Because
Titans
it's-
was supposed to be like.
well, no, because it's brainwashing. I feel like it's
I agree with that. It's definitely like, what is that called? Like,
Having an
in-
agenda.
yeah, like
I gotta get.
I can't think of the word.
we have this
There's a
person
word that is
coming
not
and
coming to
telling
my
us that
mind.
we're old men. Thank you so much. Yes, we are
Old
all
men.
75 here.
Teen Titans is not that old.
No,
Yeah,
we're
right.
Unless we're talking about Becker.
Yeah,
But-
Becker. Dude,
um,
you guys remember Scrubs? Do you
yeah,
guys used to watch
yeah,
Scrubs?
yeah.
I
Scrubs.
love
Scrubs
that
is a good.
show.
Scrubs is a good show, but
Yeah.
it all plays into just like technology today. Like, I mean, I can go back and watch some of the shows, but I was fascinated previously, And even in regards to like movies, like I can go back and like they're more boring, like the same kind of concept. But now it's like even more boring to me to watch something like Scrubs again, like again and again and again. It's just like
Oh
The
yeah,
Office.
I
Watch
can't
it
do
again
that.
and again because it loses its flair easily.
I don't know, man. I've finished Office like 4 times. I finished How I Met Your Mother like 4 times.
Yeah, see, whenever you like a show, I feel like you can do that. But if you don't have one that interests you, then you're not going to be able to do it.
I can't.
I mean, like, I could watch Full Metal Alchemist over and over and over again. I could do that like all day.
That's
Like,
See,
I could watch movies all over and over again too. Like,
see, I can't. Like, I just feel like when it's so readily available to me, like I can't. Like, I'll watch it again, and then I'm like, I can't watch it again.
You've seen the original Ninja Turtles?
But that wasn't that wasn't necessarily readily available to
Yes,
me.
it
oh, well,
I had a
even still,
I had a
even
VHS.
if it was a
Tape and a
VHS,
VCR,
you
I had a
tape and
VHS,
and
but
a
I only
VCR,
I
yeah.
only watched it with like when people came over.
That's not true.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness,
That's
dude.
not true.
I swear.
Dude, you can't even do that.
You know every word to that goddamn movie.
Because
I know
Have you seen
I
the new Ed and Eddie?
no, don't do that. I don't want to see the new Ed and Eddie. It's
You
gonna
haven't
make me
seen it?
mad. I have seen it, but like it just looks dumb.
but
It's gonna load in like 10 minutes. We'll
But
talk
yeah,
about
it's stuff
it.
like
I'll
that.
talk about it.
but then there's also like a
Besides the
positive
show.
with it. Like it's always that double-edged sword where now they can put out more content.
That's what I'm saying. I feel
So-
like you have better technology, better minds, whatever.
But I feel like I don't know. I feel like they don't try as hard, especially with a lot of content. Like Netflix is doing 700 things this year, and
Well, yeah, but you can't
to this-
expect Netflix to care.
to this date, I haven't seen one fucking Netflix TV show or movie that came out this year that was worth watching at all.
Oh, yeah.
Investing
Oh,
any
yeah.
amount of time
That's
into
what I'm
it.
saying. They don't care. But it's not. I
Yeah.
don't think it's Netflix doing it either. Netflix buys.
Yeah, they have
other
like
shit.
little production houses that work for them.
No. They're trying to do quantity over quality.
Yeah, they're trying to flood.
That's
they're trying to like flood the market right now. Like they're like
Let
they
them
know that
live
people
their life.
basically want like
Yeah.
brainless shows to watch, like something to play in the background or
not
something
even-
they can watch
I don't
after
think
work.
That it's just if they offer enough shit.
Yeah,
gonna catch
somebody's
every
gonna
single
watch it.
market,
If you put 1,000,000 shows out, somebody's gonna watch one of them.
Well, yeah.
Like, and then per person, they're gonna watch a different one. And then if you have like so many people in the world, you're eventually somebody's gonna see your fucking show.
The point is, they eventually just want everybody to come to Netflix.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
we can
That's
just-
why they're trying to
We
flood
can
the
just
market.
But-
They're trying to
merge
like
our
capitalize.
shit with bonus content. What are you
Yeah.
laughing at?
Well, no, because you're like everyone's trying to come to Netflix. But I mean, at the same time, I see it not even just with like Netflix. Like I get tired of watching creators just like on YouTube because they upload content like daily. Like that's the thing to do, and it's just
Yeah.
like it gets boring to me. It's just not as fascinating to me. It's not like how you're talking about like Dragon Ball Z. Here's a cliffhanger. Wait a week and a half for it to occur, and then like for that week and a half, you're like, I wonder what happened to Frieza, man. Did he die? Did he not
Yeah.
die? What did Goku do? And like you're talking with all the people around you
Yeah,
about
exactly.
that specific
How many
show.
animes do you keep up with weekly right now?
3, 4.
And you wouldn't just rather all of
No,
the
but that
content
you-
to be out?
No, because that's what I like about it.
Yeah,
When we
see,
talk,
he likes to wait for it because then it lets your imagination wander. Like,
Yeah.
you can just be like,
See, I like
oh,
doing
what
that
if
with
this
Game of
happens? What
Thrones,
if
but,
that
like,
happens?
With like 20-minute episodes of an anime, like
yeah, but we have conversations where we talk about. I'm like, dude, like we were watching
Sure,
that one
I could just
one
do it the
show.
whole season.
Yeah, but that's boring.
That's like the equivalent of like a Game of Thrones for like certain people because it's like I
We can
don't
talk about
look
Game of
forward.
Thrones for-
I don't look forward to watching Game of Thrones. Like I've read like the first book and I wasn't like super thrilled with it, and
You
I
know
was
what's
just
in
like,
Game of Thrones?
nah, and I didn't even bother to watch the show. I mean, I'm just not into stuff like that. I'd
Yeah.
like to like watch different stuff.
Yeah, I'm not into it either. I try to watch Game of Thrones probably 4 times.
I mean,
now.
I've watched like The Punisher on the Netflix series a couple times because that show is
Oh,
super
shit.
good.
My bad.
But I've also like I've seen pretty much all the Marvel series on Netflix because those actually turned out great. But
yeah,
like,
but see, that's another thing. Like
See,
with
their
me,
weekends are great.
but
like-
that's like a they have like a what is it, like a niche thing. It's like a niche thing because like there's a lot of Marvel fans out there.
There's a superhero thing. Man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I don't know if that's niche. That's
I mean, that's
mainstream.
It used to be niche. It definitely
No,
is
I
not
definitely
niche
think it is because it's like you have like a whole bunch of people out there who like follow like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Then you got people who are like,
it kind of invaded into just mainstream.
Well, then like you also have like people who are like diehard Pokemon fans. Like that was totally like a niche thing.
What?
Always talking to your mic.
I'm looking at Saige.
Yeah.
I need a mic.
Yeah.
But no, with what you're talking about with that, like I watched like Daredevil like the first season. I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
I binged all of it, and I watched all of it, and I got it, and then maybe like 3 months, 4 months later, the next season came out. I watched it for a little bit. I'm like, I can't watch this. Like I've already. Like I've got enough of it. I don't want to keep watching it. But that happened with
the first season was super good. The second season was kind of not that good.
But but the thing is, like I'm saying, like maybe it's your mind just saying you've had enough of it and it's not that good anymore you.
It could be that too.
I mean,
just because Daredevil is like. I love comics. I'm a super comic nerd.
Yeah.
But Daredevil's lame, bro.
But I mean, that's
Daredevil is not fucking lame.
But
Daredevil's super cool.
But there's a lot of them.
Compare him to anybody else. Daredevil's lame as fuck.
I mean,
like, he's cool in his own right. Whatever.
I guess, but still, the same kind of thing plays on you. Like it's just like whatever. Like I already binged all of it. I got everything I needed within this amount of allotted time. And now I don't need to keep watching. I'm not interested anymore. Like I'm totally uninterested in it.
When the show is good enough, I think you're interested. Like, and to disprove your fucking week by week point, I'm waiting for Hero Academia to finish before I watch the second season.
No,
yeah.
see,
I've already seen.
No, see, I like doing that, but that's just like how Westworld does it. How Game of Thrones does it.
That's just because Westworld's taken so
long. All of the HBO series do things like that, like The Sopranos, and that's why they can do a lot of seasons, and it, of course, it's higher geared quality in regards to that. But at the same time, it's like, oh, what's gonna happen next week? What's gonna happen? Like, I'm interested, and I'm gonna talk with people, and I want to see what's going on and stuff like that. And then next week comes, and you still are interested. When you binge all of it, when I just sit there and binge all of it, it's just like when the next season comes out, I was like, I don't care anymore. We're not talking about it anymore. It was only relevant for like 3 days, and now I've lost interest in it because it's not in my mind anymore. Like Westworld and stuff like that.
I think that.
Oh, wait, then Ed, Ed and Eddie popped up.
I think that the best way to prevent stuff like that from happening is to just don't binge.
Yeah, wait, we have a user coming in right now. I am really Christian said new Westworld is not as good as the old Westworld. Well, I am really Christian. I haven't seen the new Westworld. I
don't think it's even out, is it?
So yes, it is. A new season's out.
Oh, okay. I apologize.
I haven't seen it, but I did hear that Snape killed Dumbledore in the last episode of that. But yeah, it just with like technology is fucking crazy to me. And then the last thing that I thought about, getting off another tangent, not in regards to music, not in regards to movies, but like social media. So I've made it a goal of mine to now when I look at social media. No, I'm not going to be one of those people. But when I look at social media, I don't want to give any kind of like accolades or I guess it's likes or like comments to individuals that I don't know. Like I get it. They're doing whatever they do. Maybe it might be a person that does the gym or like food and stuff like that. But I want to give it to you guys. Like I want to give it to the people that are in my circle, the people that I like I truly like. I don't want to just keep giving to these other people that are just making money off of me for doing that. I'd rather, if I had the ability to just, if you're doing something, like I want to potentially give you money, I want to give it to you. I want to give it to you, and you, like, I don't give a shit about these like 1.2 million follower people. Like, it's a cool picture, man, but I'm not going to give you any of my time because you're nobody to me. What do you do for me? Like right now, you're here on the podcast with me. Saige, you're here on the podcast with me. You do stuff for me. So like to appreciate that, like, yeah, if you post something, I'm going to like it. I'm going to comment on it. I'm going to actually put my time and my thoughts into whatever it is that you're putting out there because that's what interests me. You interest me. Like everything else is cool and I'm going to look at it, but I'm not going to give like money. I'm not just going to hand it out to you. And that's one of my things that I'm going to be doing now. just for my personal like page, that's all I'm going to be doing, because I feel like we've gotten to the point where it's the same thing with like the top 1%. All we're doing is the people that have the most followers, we're just giving them more and more credit. We're just giving them more and more appreciation so that they can do more and more. And I want to see you guys do more and more. I want to see you guys have the potential to do more and more. You know what I mean? And it's crazy to think about it like that. But I mean, it's the same kind of concept with like 1%ers now. We just keep giving them, and we're here on the outside not getting as much. And I feel that that's wrong. Like I should only care about my connected network, and everything else is just outside noise that I see it, I hear it, but I'm not gonna show any kind of interest to it directly so that you can monetize off of me. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
So I don't know what your thoughts are about, like in regards to that kind of concept, but that was another thing I was thinking about.
I understand what you're saying, but you might be putting a lot of thought into it.
Oh no.
I think that like honestly, like if I see like one of my friends post something that like, you know, like my cousin's in a band in Orlando and he makes a lot, like they play a lot of shows, and like they make music, they play gigs and stuff like that, and they like whenever they post stuff up, I like their stuff, and like we have friends that are in.
I try to make sure.
Yeah, exactly. Like we have friends that are in other bands and stuff like that. We're always throwing support to people out there.
Yeah.
And it's like, or even just like my friends, like I like their stuff just because I'm like, hey, you know, I'm glad to see you're doing something, or you just because you're my friend, I'm like, oh, I like that picture. Or even if sometimes whenever I see something that isn't necessarily my friend's stuff, it's just like something I like. It's a funny picture or something like that. I'm like, that's funny.
Yeah.
Or, oh, I can relate to that.
Yeah.
And then I click the like button because it's like, to me, I actually like that. I just like.
But I feel like some people just go through and just like whatever.
Well, I mean, honestly, if there was people just doing that, then like I'm going to post something up and I'm going to hope that somebody just randomly comes through and likes mine. Because like if I'm going to put a video out there and then I get like, you know, like 1,000 followers or something like that, and then somebody randomly comes by and likes my shit, that's 1,001.
Yeah,
congratulations.
No. and I agree on that sense. Like, of course, I want other people to like my stuff and appreciate it, but for me specifically, like that's all I'm seeing is more and more of this. Like maybe one of my friends has a project where they want to be like a foodie, and they're putting in a lot of time to actually like get a great picture of like something and like take that, and it's taking them actual time. They're putting in creative thought to that image. They're spending their own money for that image. They're doing everything on their own. Now this other foodie that has 10 million people doesn't do it. It's just like, oh, click, whatever, like, or they get paid to they're getting paid with all their stuff to do it. Like this person's putting in their time and their effort to do it. I'm just going to give it, if you're starting that project, I'm just going to give you the credit and not this person. Like, yeah, that's cool. I like it, but I've gotten to the point in my life that I would rather see the people around me succeed rather than the people that have already had that success to keep gaining momentum and keep gaining that success, because the success, I feel, again, is just constrained. It's just like I said, like the 1%ers in the real world, like these billionaires.
I feel like it's
constrained.
In my view, I would actually like to see, you know, a world where it's possible for everybody to succeed. Because then it's like, you know, you can't just be like, I just want the people who are close to me to succeed and to be happy. Because like I feel like I honestly want like everybody to be happy, because that would solve a lot of problems. If everybody was just simultaneously happy for like 20 seconds one day, I bet that would like change the world. Like it just hit you a wave and everybody just stopped and looked around. They would just be like, oh,
everyone's happy today, dude.
Yeah. But like I honestly think that like if you spread you spread joy or you spread good tidings, then it comes back around. It's reciprocal.
Of course.
But like it's like,
for sure, but it's also very just unrealistic.
No, it is very unrealistic.
No, it is unrealistic, and like that's for like to be realistic. That's fine.
I'd
but
say
like
80% of the world.
I wouldn't go that. That's a very overarching number.
Overall,
I would say that
I usually have a tendency to give people the benefit of the doubt. I mean, I'm not gonna, unless somebody's like truly awful, like truly an evil person, like, and they lie, cheat, steal, do like something horrible. Then I'm gonna be like, okay, yeah, now, you know, I get it. You're a bad guy.
But we still, you know, what's funny is we still give credit to those people. We still, not necessarily praise them, but we give our interest and just our time to them.
That's
It's
why like
not Marilyn Manson. What was I thinking? Fuck, what's his name? Who's the guy? What's the Marilyn Manson that had the cross? He killed those people in Hollywood.
Charles Manson.
Charles Manson. I was thinking Marilyn Manson.
Marilyn Manson definitely.
I
did
watched
beautiful people.
Yeah, I watched Marilyn Manson the other day.
I just
For some
see,
reason,
like the weirdo, like Marilyn Manson.
no, but
like,
Charles Manson, like we give so much
Yeah.
to this guy. He's a fucking terrible person.
Well,
He's a piece of shit.
he
interesting.
capitalized on unrest in the country due to like the time period he lived in.
Yeah.
And he was like basically brainwashing and then like doping people up and then just getting them to like follow him almost religiously.
That's interesting.
And then convincing them to do stuff. So he may have done some things, but like he didn't act on his own. He convinced a lot of people.
It's a different term.
He didn't act on his own.
You're talking about?
I wasn't trying to defend him. I was just saying it was
No, I'm not trying to defend him, but I'm saying like he manipulated people.
I get what you're saying,
for
but what I'm saying is just like even today, like if you fast forward to the modern day, like people put so much time and their interest into like school shooters or something like that. It's just like, bro, don't show interest into things like that.
Because, I mean, I have a similar view for something like that. Like I hate whenever I watch a movie and there's like a gruesome like rape scene, like in like The Hills Have Eyes and shit like that. Like I can't watch that because it makes me think that like Hollywood like almost like romanticizes something, because that's what it is. Is like it's a dramatization of an act that is not meant. It's not a good thing to do, and then it just kind of puts a negative spin on it, where it almost like. Yeah, you throw it in people's faces, and you're like, this happens, but it's also like, you don't need to do that. Like, there's evil in the world.
Yeah, and I get it. Like, maybe it's terrible, and maybe it's an artsier movie. Like, I could maybe understand, but something that's just like a horror movie, like just to throw stuff in there like that, like it doesn't have.
I mean, I'm just very like strong against like stuff like that. Like, I would get up and leave like a theater if something like that happened. Just because like it's frustrating. Like you don't make something like that.
Yeah, no,
it's hard to describe.
I understand, especially with everything that's going on in Hollywood at the moment. Like it's all terrible, it's all shit. But that's just like back to my thing. Like I don't want to give credit to these people. I don't want to like you said. I want to give I want to spread success around, and I've seen that all of these people have success, and for me to just keep giving them more of my interest and the money from me, I'd rather give it to you guys. I'd rather spread my success to smaller people. Maybe like they have a band, listen to their music, like it, be like, that's great, comment on it, like, but only do it to that. Like, I'm
buy
not
the shirts, buy the CDs, buy the shows.
I might not go that
I'm just
far.
saying, that's how you support a band.
No.
Their Facebook. You fucking buy their T-shirt.
Of course.
I understand that you're not gonna do that.
I'm not gonna buy because I'm just a minimalist, and I'm not gonna purchase anything. Now, if it's something like to support
if you like
a good
band, you like their album, you'd pick them up off the internet or like iTunes. So like that's support even right there. You just buy an album. Like that's.
Like if it's something, if it's truly something like, I mean,
if you dropped an album tomorrow, I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna buy this just because I know like I wanted to support you.
Yeah,
I'm being honest. I'm not gonna buy it,
dude. You would never buy the Logan James album.
What genre even?
Yeah, I don't know what genre you'd be. I'd buy it just to be like nice, but I don't know if it's gonna be like on my. I'm not gonna guarantee it's gonna be on my fire playlist.
Now, half of it would be a cappella.
Okay.
Acapella
what though?
Yeah,
just bluegrass a cappella style, just like that country twang.
All right.
And then the other half of it would be
part 1, part 2.
Gangsta.
Yeah, part
rap.
1. No. Rock and roll rap like Limp Bizkit.
Oh.
All right. I take
that
back
is
by
a
that
spin.
Is it like part 1
that
and
is
part
a spin.
2?
Yeah, there'd be like 2 CDs in it.
Is it like deep? Are you telling a story?
Yeah.
It's like a video game with 2 discs.
Yeah.
You like play halfway through it, and then it's like put in disc 2, and you're like, I wonder what lies next.
Exactly, and then you hear it,
and it's like straight up Limp Bizkit, but like acapella bluegrass. Limp Bizkit.
Dude, it would be the fucking, it'd be the best.
That would actually probably go down in history for being the single worst album ever made.
Project ever.
Oh, come on, guys.
I can't imagine that anybody would.
I played with a lot of bands in high school, and that still might be worse than all of that bullshit.
Yeah, let's talk about being terrible at things. Brad decided that he wasn't terrible, but it was a terrible instrument. Brad decided that out of all the instruments he could play, he wanted to play the bass.
I was forced into playing the bass.
Out of all the instruments.
I did learn to love it. I love.
Oh, I
I'm
love
happy
it. Boom, 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 boom. You might just.
I'm happy that I ended up doing it, but we had 3 guitars. We needed 3 guitars.
Fucking get a banjo.
I was the worst guitarist of the 3,
Yeah,
and they're
don't
like,
get a banjo.
play the
Banjo's
bass.
hard as shit
Like,
to
I'll
play.
play the
I mean,
fucking bass.
Dude, get a banjo. Or get that
No,
one thing where, like,
I got a bass.
it's like strings and, like, you have, like, things on your
A
fingers. you know?
sitar?
Yeah, sitar, yeah. That would be
Do that
sick.
either.
Metalcore.
You
That's
got.
like
You
yeah.
can play metalcore with that.
Metalcore sitar.
That sounds pretty metal.
Metalcore
Nah,
sitar
I don't
with
even- I don't even
a
wanna know
banjo
how that
behind
sounds.
you, and then you just whip it out, ding 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 ding, and everyone's
think you
going
could do it.
moshing. That'd be sick.
It would not be sick.
The opposite
Very
of sick.
different,
That's
very
that's
different
actually like
opinions on
But yeah, so like we're just going off
bad
tangents.
for your health.
But I mean, you guys get where I'm coming from. Like I'm
Yes, sir.
tired of just
I
seeing.
forgot what we were talking about.
I'm tired. Like I do feel for creators, and I understand where they come from, and I get it, and I love it. But and I love that people create, and they're constantly creating, and I love that. But I feel like there's so many people that already like support them that I'm able to just stray away from that and start supporting people that I truly, truly care about and that I truly see all the time. And like, I try and actually assist in real life. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather do that. And so that's my main goal, especially for this year. Unless I really see a creator that's truly trying hard, like out there all the
Yeah.
time, I'm just going to focus anything that I do in regards to social media. Social media is already shit anyways. Like, but anything with that, like, that my friends or people that I know that maybe it's just even like they want to show a cool picture of like their friends and like people they get this adrenaline rush from having likes. Like I'd rather you get that entertainment from me rather than give it to somebody else that already gets that kind of exposure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So that's another thing that I was thinking about. I think about a lot of just crazy shit that's like it just to me. I don't know. Things are like weird in the world, just like with like the technology in regards to music. Oh wait. Also, since we are on Twitch, we do have another user. We have same user that's in here. He's saying also to be different in regards to what you should have played in high school instead of a bass. It should have been a tambourine.
A tambourine.
Yes.
Dang.
So
Tambourine's
thank-
actually
That's,
kind of
I'm
dope.
really Christian.
Honestly, if you can play a mean tambourine, you're in my band.
mean tambourine and a triangle.
Yeah. Oh, dude, cowbell.
Cowbell.
If you
More
can rock
cowbell?
a cowbell, you're in the band.
Our drummer had a cowbell.
Yeah. See,
We had plenty
if you know what you're doing with that, I'm like, come on, buddy, we can rock.
we can rock.
Let's do it.
Yeah. But those are just like things like I don't know, stuff that I think about that are like it's sort of just like if you really think about it, like it's weird. You know what I mean? Like technology's already fucking weird, but like with the music things, like back in the day, there could have been fucking the best fucking guitarist in the world. Never fucking heard them. And then now, like things to me like are watered down, and I'm over it within fucking a day. You know what I mean?
Attention span is the size of a goddamn squirrel's. Like
I don't have.
I can listen to the same music over and over.
Yeah,
again.
me too.
Oh, really?
I have
Listen
like
to the
favorite
same-
songs and stuff.
No,
like
but those
that
are
I
like
listen
favorite
to.
songs from like the past. I'm talking about like modern day. Like,
I'm talking
I just
about-
don't listen to like modern day music. I really don't. Like,
You don't?
No, not at all.
dude, you should check out Oliver
No,
Tree.
I've tried.
Check
I've
out-
tried to get
tell him to-
Saige and- not your dorky.
Oliver, you don't like Oliver
No, I
Tree?
can't.
I like
do
Oliver
white boy
Tree,
rap.
but it's still classified as dorky white.
Oh
boy
my
rap.
god,
Yeah.
this guy's fantastic. He got a bowl cut.
I'm like
That's what you need
I'm
to
like
do.
a music
cutting my hair
fucking
into a bowl.
snob.
That didn't go well in 7th grade.
But yeah, man. What about anything from you? Any thought provoking kind of like scenarios that you've been thinking of, like that's weird, and you just are like, man, this is fucking like crazy
I
to me.
argue with myself in my head. No,
Sometimes I mean, I don't argue with myself.
I'm just fucking with you. No, I don't have anything that comes to the top of my head.
Nothing at all, man. What about you,
Sorry,
Sage?
If you would have given,
Yeah,
us
if
this
you would have given
topic,
me a little
I
bit of
would've given
time,
you anything.
I would have.
Oh, I just think about
a
it.
shot.
At
Like,
Time out. I think about
had
crazy
something, but you,
I think about stuff like this all the time, and it's weird to me. Like I think about it like daily, different things
Going
like
back to what
that.
you said about not giving your attention to like people, just random people.
You want me to?
Like that's why people blow up like that Daniel Bergoli chick.
No. I would give attention to a random person. I'm talking about I wouldn't give attention to somebody that's already out there with 15 million like followers.
No,
you know what I
but-
mean?
Yeah, no.
Like a random person, like yeah, I give attention now, like fucking like Oliver Tree, like or Hobo Johnson, like they're random as shit. But I'll give them attention.
Hobo Johnson lives by the trash can behind my
No,
house.
dude, Hobo Johnson, that guy. So there's this thing. So I don't know. You don't know who Hobo Johnson
I have
is,
no
do you?
idea who Hobo Johnson.
So I've showed Brad Hobo Johnson. He's a musician, and I've been telling Brad to do just something like this for fucking ages. I was like, dude, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be fantastic. So I was Brad raps here and there or whatever. He sings a cappella.
Sing a cappella.
I've never said acapella professionally.
No, but Brad writes raps. He does stuff like that. And I was just like, Brad,
That's pretty.
I was like, we can make a viral
accusation.
video, just like a cool video. I was like, dude, you can rap in like a random park, have those people that play on those fucking plastic bins behind you,
Oh.
and you're gonna try and rap to
Are you
that
gonna
like
do
their
like
thing.
like a drum barrel.
Yes.
Like a plastic drum.
Yeah.
And then I
Gangster rap.
respond,
No.
Logan, you're fucking corny.
Yeah, I said that.
Do something.
And
What is
now,
this, Step Up
but now,
4?
flash forward to this Hobo Johnson guy. He's in
Hobo
his
Johnson did it.
He's in his backyard. He has a laptop hooked up to a microphone in his backyard, and it looks shit. Like at one point the mic just does feedback like crazy, but he's doing it. Like it's just fucking like weird.
6 million views at this point.
6 million views over like a month and a half. I'm like, that's
Hey,
crazy.
guess what? Now he's the fucking dirty white boy that was rapping in his backyard.
Yeah, but he
Now
also
got 6
just
million
he's
views.
sold out he's sold out, I think.
That's fine. Let
How
him-
many
like,
shows-
he can live his life. I'm not hating.
Hold
on
on,
his
let me look
success.
at-
I'm
let
just
me look-
saying, That's not how I'm gonna blow up. If
Yeah.
I blow up, I'm gonna do it. On
Hey man,
something
you got to think that minimalist,
corny.
that MVP lifestyle,
for sure.
dude.
I'm gonna
Dude,
do something minimal.
Definitely disagree. Do not just make things to get rich off of them. Make
Oh
them
no
because
no no
you
no!
love
I'm
them.
saying like it would be cool. It'd be
didn't
super
expect
dope.
to get 6 million views off that.
Yeah.
No
I
no,
understand.
he fully did it.
Probably just something
Yeah.
random that he did. I get that.
Yeah.
But it's just like that's not what I'm gonna be.
No.
Let me wait. I'm counting his shows.
But he has dreads too. Name dreads.
No, I'm counting the show. Sorry,
I remember him
21,
being white boy
22.
with dreads.
24, 25, 26, 27, 28. He sold out 29 shows this summer. All sold out. Off of that one thing.
That's crazy.
That's fucking. I love that shit, dude.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
With just the love of what he's doing. He's like, I'm going to put it out there
Oh, yeah.
the best way I can do it, and I'm going to do it. 29 shows sold out. That and he made it fucking 500, maybe spent $500 on a mic. And that was it. And like literally you can see in like the video the guys filmed it, and like the computer is right there. It's about to fall off the chair because he's grabbing the mic, pulling the laptop with it. Like that shit's cool. And so that's why like I give that guy, like he's creating and he's being himself and he's random.
Buy Hobo Johnson a plane ticket. Get him on the show.
Yo, I would love to get Hobo Johnson on this show. That'd be awesome. He's actually playing at the Social in Orlando, Florida on Tuesday, June 26th, and it's sold out. I can't even.
You should.
Where's the Social at?
In downtown Orlando.
Where I
Just right next to everything else.
I've never been to the Social. Oh, actually, I think I do know where the Social is.
You went to our show at the social.
No,
You're
no.
not. You're a fuck ass friend, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm terrible. No, I went to your show in a fucking somebody's also coming in saying Mamma Mia. Mamma Mia. I don't know the rest of that song. Anything else from you guys? Anything interesting? Anything cool at all? What are you guys looking at?
Looking at pictures of animals.
Oh my god.
With different heads. So there's like a cat. There's a dog, seagull.
But yeah, guys,
It's pretty good.
Doesn't want to hear it.
that's really all I had. I just wanted to talk to you guys about that. I didn't have anything. I mean, like my nonsense news segment was supposed to be on Sunday, and it's past Sunday. I'm not gonna fucking go on Tuesday and talk about everything that happened fucking last week. It's already all out there on whatever you listen to or watch. So I'm not gonna sit there and talk about it.
Exclusively count on SnakeFang for their news and media.
Oh, there is some people that actually do. They're like, man, I love.
that.
I
I'm
come
really
to you for
Christian
the
guy.
news. You know what's going on, man.
You give your own take on the news, and it's fantastic. And
Okay.
the facts
That's
are
good.
completely skewed. I think it's biased,
You're-
and I love it.
You cite articles that are 2 paragraphs long.
That's a good article to cite. Then I don't have to read so much.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
already
the
over
best
here.
way. That's the best way to look at it.
Yeah, man. But you guys are going to be working on a project here soon, so I'll be supporting that.
Oh, well,
yeah.
yeah.
I might.
We're gonna talk about selling you 5% of the company.
Well, dude,
like
trust me.
10 grand or something.
Yeah.
It'll be something cheap.
I'll give you
No, we'll give you
$5
a
for
cut.
that.
We're gonna cut you a deal.
Yeah. But you guys are gonna be working on projects, so hopefully, whenever you guys get started, like moving even more into like the process, like you guys are working on it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let me know, and we can talk about it. We can do whatever. Like I'm here to support you guys. You know what I mean? You're here supporting me. I'm here to support you guys. So I'll push it out to my 5 people that follow me.
Followers is your Instagram?
Oh yeah, I have close to 100 now, dude.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Sick, man.
Yeah.
Sick, super sick. My
And
Twitter
how many
has
active viewers, Mamma Mia and I Am Really Christian.
right now we had 5 on this stream, so
Very
not
nice.
bad. I mean, dude, it's all
Shouts out to all
Yeah.
5.
for this.
It's
Like
all about growing. I got you.
it's all about growing,
Yeah.
and that's another thing. Just like with creating, and it's a process, and that's why like I'd rather support you guys or support
Yeah.
somebody that I know, because people get like I'm not gonna be somebody that just gets fucking like depressed or like, oh, nothing's going right for me, nothing's doing anything, because I do it just to have fun. You know what I mean? A lot of people are doing it to build like a huge project or do something with it, and they get depressed when nobody looks at it, and then they stop, they quit. And so like,
it's because those aren't people doing it because they want to do it. It's
Yeah.
people looking to be, I don't know the word.
well, I would say
Sage is not listening.
Spaced out.
I would
was looking
say-
at that. I'm looking at the thing.
I would say there's some people that are like that, but I would say that there's also a lot of people that just get down on themselves really
Yeah,
easily, even if it is something that they
Very
really like.
critical of themselves.
And there's also people that are really critical of themselves that don't want to put stuff out there, like you going into the park, rapping in front of people being on plastic bins.
yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
But yeah, for me, like this is just like I'm just doing it, and like for you guys, like
Yeah.
to start off, like I'm gonna give you whatever it is. Like I'm gonna like whatever it is. I'm gonna purchase whatever it is. I'm gonna give it to you guys because at least you see, like at least somebody's out there. You know what I mean? And it keeps you going.
Yeah.
It keeps you motivated. Like for this dude, nobody could watch this shit and be fine because I'm just enjoying the time with you guys. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Whoever comes on, I'm just enjoying that time. This is like a hobby to me.
Yeah.
It's nothing like over the top. Where like I'm gonna make this huge amount of money. Like I don't care about that. This is what I like. So, and for smaller creators, people that are starting off, I want to just see you guys keep growing and keep moving forward and keep doing things. And that's why, like, that's my goal. Like I'm gonna with my social media, it's just gonna be to you guys. Gonna be to all my friends and
Yeah.
people I know or I meet random people. I'm tired of like all these YouTube stars.
I'm gonna
and-
unfollow everybody except for you on
Yeah.
my Instagram.
Yo, dude, we should
Just
all.
gonna follow one person. It'll
Dude,
be you.
thank
It'll be
you so
two, it'll
much.
be you,
Yeah.
and it'll be SnakeFang.
Really?
What about
Oh,
me,
dude.
They're gonna follow
Do you
me?
even go on Instagram?
Yeah, sometimes.
See, I'll unfollow everyone except for Bill Nye the Science Guy because he's a great guy.
Yeah,
You
that's
can't-
fair.
Yeah.
I'm not
Everybody
following
should have
him.
Bill.
I saw Bill Nye at the Dr. Phillips Center recently.
That would be great
Bill
just
Nye
to,
on
like,
tour,
to see him.
and he called what's his face?
He called
I didn't mean to call him what's his face.
what's his face? Now I'm drawing a blank. The guy from the Cosmos, Neil deGrasse Tyson,
He just called him like
on his phone. Yeah,
Yeah?
because he couldn't answer. He couldn't answer a question that some little kids said. What happens when a white dwarf and a black dwarf collide and this, that? It was like super over the top. I'm like, there's no way that 5-year-old even knows what that is. Their parent told him to ask that fucking question. Unless this kid's a genius, which we
The
should put
smartest
him.
little kid in the world.
He should be the top research scientist of the world.
Yeah,
But
fantastic.
he asked that question, and Bill's like, I'm gonna give you this answer, and then he's like, and you know what? All of that is probably a lie. So I'm gonna call Neil deGrasse Tyson to see what he thinks. And then he called Neil, and then he's like, told him what he said, and Neil's like, you're just talking out of your ass, aren't you, Bill? And he's like, yeah, I was. He's like, this is what the real answer is. It was super sick. It was super cool. Like,
that's funny.
and to see that kind of connection between two people. Like,
oh yeah.
of course you see it.
I always imagine they're probably like BFFs. They
Yeah.
like go like backpacking together. They kayak. You know, they have like those little like photo booth pictures together
Yeah,
that they
dude.
keep
What
on their
scientists
mirror.
do? They go
Yeah,
kayaking
scientists
and
do
stuff?
that. They're like BFFs. Some of them are. Some of them probably don't like each other. But like
I would say maybe
No, I
they
didn't mean like.
they explore different theories together. Maybe.
maybe that's how they adventure. They're just like, oh, yeah.
That's
we're
what
gonna
I'm
get
saying. Like they,
They-
don't necessarily kayak.
They could no,
I'm
definitely
pretty sure scientists kayak.
not
Somebody
not
asked-
canoe.
You
Definitely kayak.
Definitely, yeah, not canoe, kayak.
Canoe. canoe's too many people in the boat.
Yeah, too many. There's too many scientists.
That's
Too many
too many
scientists
chiefs
in a
and
boat.
not enough Indians. So nothing's
Yeah.
getting done.
I don't know that analogy at all.
I get
You
it.
ever heard that?
I've never heard it before. Ever.
Never heard that?
I
No.
think you made it up.
Okay, I didn't make it up.
I think you made it up.
I definitely didn't make it up.
Anything else from you guys at all? You guys are
Drink.
all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So I'll have you guys back on the show coming up,
Hell yeah.
and then
Definitely.
we're gonna be working on a secret project together, outside of your guys' project that people won't know about until it's seen by the
Oh,
world.
Yeah.
Keep an eye
I
out.
actually know what you're
Yeah.
talking about.
Keep an eye out for that secret project.
Secret project.
You guys will see it soon. But thanks for watching. Thank you, Brad. Thank you, Saige, for coming on.
Sure.
No problem. Man.
You guys can always follow us on Instagram at SnakeFang Podcast. Catch us on Twitter where I just say my random things. I think today I talked about how WWE has a monopoly in wrestling, which is ridiculous to me.
No, you just respond to people and they never respond back.
No, man. Do you
Yeah.
smell what The Rock is cooking?
I don't know what you're talking about. But
He's cooking a monopoly. All right. Only fucking thing out there. Follow us on Twitter at SnakeFangPod. Send us an email at snakefangpodcast@gmail.com if you guys want to hear any kind of upcoming topics or anything like that. You guys can catch us this coming Sunday for a nonsense news segment. Hopefully, we won't have Greg back on, but probably will be Greg. But it'll be fun. It'll be great times. Last words from you guys?
Goodbye.
And have a good night.
Yeah.
Nice. Live long and prosper.